Boom.
Hey there, Internet. So here I am with Stanley Nelson, director of Attica, an extremely powerful documentary that is going to be airing on Showtime tomorrow. Let's talk about this movie. This incredibly powerful, emotional film. What made you want to make a film about Attica set 50 years ago in modern day?
I thought that the story had not really been told, and I've been thinking about Attica for a long time. I've been thinking about doing a film about prisons and incarceration for a long time. And a couple of years ago, I started thinking that everybody that participated was starting to get a little old, but we could, if we caught them now, we could catch them with memories intact, with energy. And it proved to be true. So those are the things that kind of drove me to want to start making the film. The other thing, just to be really truthful, is that I knew that there was some footage of Attica. I knew that there was some stuff. I had no idea that the amount of footage existed that we would find.
I'm curious to know, the images you see are extremely disturbing, but what were other challenges with making this film?
There were so many. I mean, the hugest thing is that the whole film was made in the time of COVID, and that we knew that we didn't want the film to look like it was made in the time of COVID. We didn't want people to be wearing masks. We didn't want to send people, little cameras that they set up themselves, and the backgrounds are crappy, and 5 years from now you're like, why does that look so bad? We wanted the film to look like it was done before COVID or after COVID. We really wanted to get that look because I think that the story is evergreen. The film will last for a long time, and we really wanted. So that was the huge thing that was challenging us. But then obviously finding the people and gaining their trust so that they would talk about their experiences at Attica.
It feels like it could almost be like a 12-hour film because there's just so much that you can go and tell different aspects of the story. I'm curious to know, were there any scenes that ended up on the cutting room floor that you kind of miss and wish could have been in there?
No, not at all. I mean, partially it's maybe just my own makeup that just to save myself my own sanity. I don't really think about what was cut after it's cut, or else I would be like at every screen, I'd be like, "Oh man, I wish I could have got that shot." Oh no. So I really kind of don't think about that. I mean, the only thing that I can think of was that we had to cut a couple of scenes. We had to cut a couple of scenes because at the last moment, for some weird reason, the footage came from NBC. And NBC just wouldn't let us use these two things, and they were just nice little sound up pieces of the families of the hostages, at Attica while Attica was going on, just talking about how worried they were about their men that were being held hostage. But NBC said, "Oh well, we can't use those, so we have to take them out."
Given the horrible conditions in prisons today, do you think another Attica could happen?
Yeah, I mean, I think definitely. Prison conditions are horrible. Besides the prison population exploding to now over 2 million people in prisons, I'm from New York City, and they're in the papers for the last couple of weeks have been stories about Rikers Island, and Rikers Island really is a place where they hold prisoners while they're waiting to go to trial. So they haven't been convicted of anything, and there's disturbing pictures of 26 men, in a cell that's actually built for one person, and they have to lie on the floor and angle each, so that they can even find room to lie down. Horrible conditions in prisons.
I'm curious to know, a lot of young filmmakers watch my YouTube channel. What advice do you have for filmmakers maybe starting out right now?
See a lot of films, make sure that it's what you want to do, because sitting around doing interviews and you know, and going to screenings and people, yeah, you know, that's not the real, you know, most of the time, you know, it's hard work, and it's work in the dark, and it's work, you know, doubting yourself, you know, is this film any good? Have I made the right choices? You know, that's kind of the real nuts and bolts of filmmaking. And then, you know, learn the equipment. I mean, I think that, you know, that you know, the more you know about, you know, how sound works, how the cameras work, you know, editing, then the more you understand the tools, the more that you can use those to be creative in filmmaking. So I think that, again, you know, just to understand how the tools of filmmaking work.
Speaking of the tools of filmmaking, do you have any thoughts about like the new medium with virtual reality and 360-degree cameras?
You know, I haven't really seen those in any way, just like some demonstrations at film festivals. But you know, I know it's coming. You know, I know it's coming, and I know the companies, you know, that make money off these things. There's been a lot of money in research, and I already saw some ads, you know, on TV for you know, stuff that's coming for Christmas.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, though that's I think is going to be the next step. You know, so. You know, we'll see.
Your company, Firelight Media, has a producer's lab for doc filmmakers. What advice would you have for folks who might apply?
Go to our website and look it up. You know, this is the Doc Lab is kind of the flagship program, and it's really for filmmakers of color, and it's for filmmakers who are making like their first or second film. And you know, they come to us with projects. You know, it's not like, you know, you come to us with a project that you're working on, and it's we provide mentorship, and it's very rigorous. You know, so we get between 150 and 200 applicants for like 10, 12 slots. So you know, we're able to choose really great filmmakers and really great projects, and we've been very lucky that you know, the projects have won a lot of awards and have been, you know, at Sundance and Tribeca and San Francisco Film Festival and everything like that.
I think this movie is super powerful. We were talking earlier, walking over here, I think that, you know, we should start to put together a list of movies that are required viewing for students who graduate high school. Like, we have required books, not the 1950s anymore. Everyone's got to be media savvy and more media literate. So I would totally put this on the list of movies that you need to watch. What other one of your films would you add to that list too?
I mean, I've done, you know, a lot of films, and I'm crazy in that I really like a lot of the films that I've done. You know, since we're in the Bay, I think that I would say The Life and Death of People's Temple, Jonestown.
Oh, yeah.
The Life and Death of People's Temple is just a really, it's an incredible, amazing story. Again, another story which has incredible footage, incredible characters. We found so many people that were part of People's Temple, and actually a couple of people who survived that day when over 900 people were killed. So you know, I think that's a good start. And in many ways, it's almost like it has parallels with Attica. Mm-hmm. So I think that's a great one.
I think that so many of your films have narrative qualities to them. Have you ever thought about making a narrative film or working with actors? And if so, what is it going to be?
You know, I thought about it a lot, you know, in my younger career. I went to film school, and I went to film school really, you know, interested in making fiction films, but then I fell into documentaries and started making docs. I think that probably I'm too old at this point, you know. Like, so I mean, look at somebody.
Look at Martin Scorsese.
But Martin Scorsese is not just starting, you know.
You're not just starting either, though. Come on.
But so I you know, it's not something that I spend a lot of time on thinking about now, because I'm just really, I'm really fortunate to be able to make the documentaries that I'm making. You know, I mean, I spent probably the first 20 years of my career after I got out of film school, you know, with nobody answering my calls and being a struggling filmmaker. So now that to a certain extent people answer my calls, you know, I'm able to kind of stay working. I really am in love with what I do, and so I'm fine.
Are there any questions or anything you want to add about the film I didn't get a chance to ask you?
No, I mean, I think that Attica is a hard film to describe. You know, we started describing it as kind of like an experience. You know, it's like it's not the kind of film where you at the end you're like, yay! It's like the kind of film where at the end you're like, oh my god, you know, like that. But it's a real experience, and it's a film that I'm really proud of, and I think. If not the best film that I've ever made, it's as good as any film I've ever made.
Well, I wish you the best of luck on the award season. Definitely should be nominated for an Oscar in my book.
We'll see.
Thank you all for watching. Check out the movie Attica. It's going to be showing on Showtime tomorrow, or maybe today if you're watching it tomorrow.
November 6th.
November
Saturday.
6th, Saturday. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification button, write comments, questions below, and have a wonderful day. Stay safe, stay healthy. Thank you again.
Thank you.